All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to the hopeful elect, and all you sincere listeners out there, listening and learning, diligently laboring in His truth. So back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And you can see the title here, Jane Fonda says, Jail Edomite Men to Save the Planet. All right, now as you can see, Jane Fonda is an Edomite herself, but she's calling out her male counterpart that, we need to jail them in order to save the planet. Now, this is very spiritual that she said this because indeed that's exactly what's going to happen. See, after the rulership of Esau is up, he is going to be in jail, in captivity, you see, and the earth is going to be at peace. All right. Once Esau, all right, the so-called white man is put into captivity, the earth is going to be at rest because what has this man done? This man has destroyed the earth. He's destroyed the ocean. All right. I was watching a little clip this morning of this fish that was in a small little fish tank. But the fish was probably like, I would say this fish was probably about 10 inches long, right? And the fish tank was so small that the fish could barely turn around inside the fish tank. So what the fish ended up doing was he popped the top of the fish tank, like, he swam up with force and he was hitting the top of the fish tank until the lid came off and the fish jumped out and basically committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? So the whole creation is groaning under the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay? You have whales that are in the ocean that because of all the toxicity and the plastic and the warmer oceans, you know what I'm saying? The ocean warming up. You have whales and sharks and jellyfish that are beaching themselves because it is too toxic to live in their natural habitat. And who's responsible for that? When you go back to the origin of where these problems came from, when the other nations, all right, were in their parts of the world doing what they did, there was no pollution, there were no landfills, all right, there was no hole in the ozone layer, okay, there was no water pollution. You see, these things didn't come about until so-called white men, self-proclaimed white men, okay, started to rule over the planet Earth. Now you see that the Earth is in a state that it's in, okay? You have massive deforestation, animals losing their natural habitats. You have animals in captivity, in zoos and safaris, okay? Exotic animals being kept as pets, okay, by the rich and wealthy. All right, so the earth under the inhabitants, okay, under the rulership of the wicked, which is Esau Edom, is completely defiled. You have this man fishing out the crabs, fishing out all the oysters out of the water, so much so now to where the whole ecosystem is out of whack. You can't even get freshwater fish from out the water now because they're telling you that they're contaminated with high levels of PCBs or forever chemicals. Who's responsible for that? Does Jake own factories? Do so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics own factories where it's producing all of these forever chemicals and runoff? No. We all know who runs these things. We all know why the earth is in the state that it's in. And it's coming from one source, which is the wicked. So as Jane Fonda says, we need to jail these people so that we can save the planet. All right. And that's indeed, once again, what the Lord is going to do. He is going to put the so-called white man or Edomite into captivity because the way that he has ran the earth is less than satisfactory. It's horrible. Okay, this is hell. All right. The Hollywood star insisted climate change would not exist without racism and the patriarchy. Humanity's best chance to save the planet from climate change lies in locking up white men. Hollywood actress Jane Fonda told an audience at the Cannes Film Festival on Saturday. Quote, she says, "This is serious. We've got about 7-8 years to cut ourselves in half of what we use of fossil fuels. And unfortunately, the people that have the least responsibility for it are hit the hardest. Global South, people on islands, poor people of color," the Barbarella star explained, insisting it's a tragedy that we have to absolutely stop. And once again, like all the things that I just laid out, pollution, air pollution, deforestation, PCBs in the water, animals that are in captivity. Who's responsible for these things? Without naming any of the men she believed to be responsible for the looming demise of the planet, Fonda went on to draw connections between Earth and its minority inhabitants, arguing there would be no climate crisis if there was no racism. Now, when you go into racism, that, really deals with, being for your own nation. All right. But the way that Edomites have used and practiced racism, it has been harmful to other nations and really the earth at large. See, their quest to establish Edomite supremacy has literally destroyed the inhabitants of the earth and all of creation. There would be no climate crisis if there was no patriarchy. White men are the things that matter, and then everything else is at the bottom. And the so-called white man, the scriptures refer to him as the basis of men, okay, which means that naturally he is the lowest of all men upon the earth. All right, and you can see that that is indeed a fact by the way that this man rules. Look at this man's laws. Look at the way that he treats his own people. See, this man is not righteous. See, this man is a reprobate. All right, he has no sense of righteous judgment. All right, and this is why, we chant for this man to be taken out of power, because once he is taken out of power, everything will be back in its rightful order. You see, during the 1800s, when the so-called white man came over, they systematically damn near killed off all the bison to extinction. And why did they do that? They did that to cut off the so-called Native American food supply. All right, so they were willing to go and actually exterminate a whole species of animal just to kill off, just to genocide, a specific group of people. So, that in and of itself should tell you what kind of people that you're dealing with here. All right. If we solve the climate crisis and we haven't solved all those other things, we're going to be in trouble. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much the point for the article. But this is indeed a fact. All right. And we've been saying it for the longest time, but it even speaks volumes more when even your own women are coming out against you, saying that we need to lock white men up. So basically we can figure out what's going on, that we can save the planet. You see? Let's go here. Psalm 36:1 says, "To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of Yahweh before his eyes." And indeed, the so-called white man, he has no fear of the Most High. You see, this is why he does what he does, because ultimately we understand that he was set up to be the adversary. See, we understand that he is the physical counterpart of the spiritual being Satan on the left-hand side. All right, this man has come to do the works of Satan, and that's why you see this man perform the works that he performs. All right, this man loves to destroy. All right, the scriptures say that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. And is that not what Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, has done since he's been in rulership? It tells you in the book of Maccabees that when the Greeks, during the reign of Alexander the Great, came into power, evils multiplied within the earth. You see, so this man is the harbinger of death, the harbinger of unrighteousness. All right, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes. until his iniquity be found to be hateful. So what was Jane Fonda talking about? She was saying that we need to lock up all white men to save the planet. And it says here, it says, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. So the works of the so-called white man are now found to be hateful. All right? Because why? No one is benefiting from it, man. Okay, no one is benefiting from high inflation. No one is benefiting from the waters being polluted. No one is benefiting from extreme deforestation. See? No one is benefiting from having to live a harder life, from the earth being out of whack. Everything is suffering. See, so this has now gotten so much to the point to where his sins have reached unto heaven, and now even amongst his own people, his iniquity or his sin upon sin is being found to be hateful. See that? The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. See, so this man does not desire to do good. All right, this man does not desire to rule the way that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says to rule. He doesn't want to keep the commandments. This man wants to do as thou wilt. All right, and no matter what he does, Esau can't get right. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can't train this man to be righteous because he was created to be the wicked. You see? So, and you know, really it's funny and so hypocritical that this man founded America upon the Bible, right? Upon so-called Christian principles. But this man has allowed, you know, sodomite activity to run rampant. Okay. You know, pedo activity runs rampant here. You see? And all kinds of other debauchery and evil that the Bible is explicitly against, this man allows to be, you know, front and center and actually promotes it. Okay, this man actually promotes the evil. Okay, you got Pride Month coming up, you know, in a week. You see, so it should be plain to see who the man of sin is, who the son of perdition is. All right. Verse 4, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. And, you know, Khan, this man does not hate evil, man. Okay, this man, like I just said, promotes evil. All right. He actually enjoys the evil. Okay. He actually, you know, salivates over evil. You see? Why? Because he is the wicked. Right? He devises mischief upon his bed, man. Hey, look, these devils sit up all night in these, you know, secret councils and these think tanks, devising of ways to create more evil upon the earth. The mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds. The righteous is like the great mountains, thy judgments are a great deep. O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. And Khan, you know, really the only reason why there's still life upon the earth is, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because if Esau was left to his own devices, then as the scriptures say, as it is written, if it was not for the sake of the elect, then there would be no flesh saved, man. Okay, so the days must be shortened because this man will destroy everything, including himself. All right. Ecclesiasticus 14:2, it says, blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him, and who has not fallen from his rope in the Lord. Riches are not comely for a niggard. And what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods riotously. Verse 5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. And this man is evil unto his own people. All right, this man is literally destroying his own people. All right, like literally, like you have so many Edomites that are displeased with the way that America, that, you know, the way that Europe is being run. All right, here it is. This man is sending billions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine to fight an unjust war, but yet you have your own people in this country that you know are starving. You know, inflation is literally killing people, man. People can't afford housing. You see, people are getting laid off of their jobs. AI is you know, replacing a lot of things that, people once did. So this man is indeed evil unto himself, evil to his own. Okay? And if he's evil to himself, to whom will he be good? And that more so goes for you Israelites. All right? If you see that he's cruel to other Edomites, then what makes you think that he would show you Israelites mercy? That's why we tell you to, come out of this place, man. Okay, stop trusting in the so-called white man. It should be clear and obvious now who your enemy is. But hey, you even have some of our people that, even up until the time that Yahweh Shai is going to come back, they're still not going to realize that, they have an enemy. All right, it just is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people were just not given a spirit to see it. Verse 6, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. You see? So even if Esau does so-called do a good act, which really, there's nothing good that Esau does. There is nothing good. You see, name one righteous law that Esau has put in place that wasn't formulated from some wickedness that he did. So, for example, right, this man instituted welfare, all right? But when you go back to the Great Depression, this man systematically collapsed all of the banks, so much so to the point where people were destitute. A lot of people lost money, they lost property, they lost their jobs. Then he came in with his solution, you see, and that's really only because pressure was put on him by the people to put these things in place. But really, he's the cause of it. All right, welfare came about because the so-called white man deliberately wanted to take more power away from the citizen and more into, put more power into the hands of the central government. You see, so even, the so-called righteous things, the so-called good things that he's put in place by law is still wicked, because that wasn't for you. It was more so for him. And then he can cut you off at any time. You see, so everything that this man does is a trick bag. Everything he does is a trick bag, man. If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. All right, Romans 8:22. 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which indeed the whole earth is waiting for the true rulers, the Israelites, to come back into power. They're waiting for a righteous rulership to take back over the planet earth, because this right now is hell. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and man also is a creature. Okay, not just the beasts of the field, the creeping, crawling things, the fowls of the air, the creatures that live in the water. Okay, all of creation, you see, is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. Verse 22, this is the point. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain. In pain. See? Together until now. See, so everything on the earth is suffering. You see, nothing is happy. And if it is happy, it truly does not know the full extent of the evil that goes on. Because, as it is written, oppression maketh a wise man mad. See, even us, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we are vexed in this place every day, because we understand our condition. We understand that we've been put in captivity for the wickedness of our people. We understand that no man is going to save us out of this thing. See, we understand that, we are being ruled over by a wicked man in a wicked society, in which every day we have to listen to the filthy conversation of the wicked every single day. You see, now, if we weren't aware, like 2/3 of our people, if we weren't aware of, just how much evil was going on, then we wouldn't be mad. See, we wouldn't be upset. We would just be going along every day in this world, going to work, partying, drinking, and giving merriment, and not have a care in the world, man. But see, we have been known, we have been made aware of our situation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we travail in pain, okay, together with all creation. You see? Verse 23, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to wit the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. All right, so our ultimate hope is that the Most High come and get us up out of here. Okay, that the Most High save us from the hand of the wicked. All right. Now, right now, we can't see the salvation. We can't tell you for certain the day and hour that the Most High is going to come and rescue us, man. But hey, we know that it's coming. All right. So hey, we believe in things that we can't see. Okay, and Jane Fonda's hope, okay, is that the patriarchy, the rulership of the so-called white man, is ended. Okay, even an Edomite woman, all right, even she is desiring for a new heaven and a new earth. Really, in all words, I mean, she's not going to come out and say that, but really, when you get down to the bare roots of it, that's what she wants as well. All right, she's tired of the current rulership of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, and that's why she's openly condemning it. Let's move on to this article here. We can close out. Jamie Foxx, reportedly blinded and partially paralyzed after coerced into taking the you-know-what. All right, now, we told you, Jakes, back when they first started to roll this thing out, not to take it. The warning went out. And for those of you Israelites that ended up taking this, which it wasn't just the Israelites, this man rolled it out to everyone. And he caught a lot of bodies when he rolled the you-know-what out. But here it is. This is what happens when you Israelites do not take heed, when you think that this man is your friend, all right, not understanding that he's your enemy. Ultimately, he wants to destroy you, all right? And this man is very crafty. He's very cunning, all right? This man is the devil, okay? And now, unfortunately, I mean, Jamie Foxx is, a talented Jake, but unfortunately now he has to live the rest of his life with health complications because he decided to trust in the devil. You see? In a recent appearance on Ask Dr. Drew, celebrity journalist AJ Benza revealed that Jamie Foxx was rendered blind and partially paralyzed after taking a you-know-what jab that was demanded of him by a film studio. So they demanded him to take it, and he folded. Now, he probably initially didn't want to take it, but when they told him, oh, you're going to lose X amount and you won't be able to work and this, that, the third, he said, well, I got an image to upkeep. I still got to act. I still got to do music. I still got to be in that public circle. I still have to maintain my current standard of living. So I can't walk away from this. It's just, a little jab. It's not, it's not going to hurt me. But hindsight is always 20/20, right? And this is what happens when you don't trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because during this whole CV-19 fiasco, the Most High made a way for brothers, and I know brothers, but I'm gonna just speak for myself. The Most High had it to where I didn't even have to take it, where I wasn't even confronted with taking the you know what, what I'm saying? They didn't even bring it up. So hey, the Most High is always gonna look out for those that truly believe and serve him. You know what I'm saying? But for those that are faithless, for those that do not believe, you're gonna be given over unto the temptation and ultimately is gonna destroy you, man. It says Benza reveals that the entire media establishment is lying about Fox's condition in order to cover up the truth about what dangers, and that Fox's own family members are covering for him and refusing to reveal the truth about the actor's medical condition, stating that his source was quote unquote in the room with Fox, seemingly in the hospital room. Benza explains that Jamie did not want the shot, but with the movie he was on, he was pressured to get it. And that is one thing that they did. They pressured a lot of people to take it, and they folded. All right, because when Esau came with the JAB and he told you, hey, you're going to lose your job, you're not going to be able to work, a lot of people got scared and they took it out of fear because they didn't want to lose their house, they didn't want to lose a job or whatever the case may have been. But was it worth it? Was it worth your health? Because guess what? You may have, taken the JAB to escape being impoverished and destitute, but what is having a house without your health? What is having a job if you can't work anyway because you're medically impaired? See? What good are you to your children if you can't even function properly? Your mind is warped. You've lost your motor skills. You see? So this is what has happened to millions of people across America. All right, and once again, they don't want this to be brought out because there's a cover up. Okay, there's a massive cover up, but we've been telling you since the very beginning. You see, and now even now your favorite celebrities is being found out, man. Okay, and once people find this out to be true, all right, because hey, you're always going to have people that are going to deny, but those that truly have an ear and an eye for the truth, they're going to see it for what it really is. And there's going to be a massive uprising behind all of these things because guess what? The Most High is pulling back the veil from the people's eyes. Now the people are being made to see clearly through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, even the heathen. All right. And all of these lies, all of these dirty things that Esau Edom has done is going to come to the light. And then when it does, everyone is going to be against him. You see? He adds that the blood clot in the brain caused him to be partially paralyzed and blind. Currently, the Fox family is claiming that Jamie Foxx is communicating, which could mean he is able to squeeze with his hand, for example, or that he could vocalize in some way. The fact that we have not seen any video from Fox himself declaring himself to be healthy and fine in his own words indicates that Fox has suffered a severe medical catastrophe after taking the you-know-what jab. It would not be a leap to conclude that Fox is unable to speak in a coherent manner. Wow, look at that. So this thing has completely destroyed this man, all right, as it has many others. Although with retraining, many stroke victims can make great strides in relearning how to speak. Okay, as you can see there, the you-know-what destroys lives. Oh man, this man is the devil, truly. All right, and it shouldn't take us to do a hour-long expose on all the wickedness that this man has done. Okay, you even had whistleblowers coming out in the very beginning of the pandemic warning about this thing. How many physicians and doctors committed suicide or left their practice altogether because they felt guilty about pushing this quote-unquote medicine? Because guess what? All the people that took it by their advice, the blood is on their hands. This is crazy, but hey, this is what happens when you go down to Egypt for help. All right. And that brings me to Isaiah 31 and 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. You see? So because they do not believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because they do not look for his counsel, they believe not. Guess what? They're going to be given over unto temptation and ultimately destruction, which is exactly what has happened to Jamie Foxx and many, many others. All right. So woe, meaning destruction unto them that go down to Egypt. All right. And we understand that America is modern day Egypt. All right. And the Pharaoh of this modern day Egypt is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You see? And they trust in horses and in chariots, so they trust in the strength, in the power that Esau, that Pharaoh has, right? Because there are many. And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not. You see? Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. You see? So woe unto you, Jakes, unto you Israelites that go down unto Egypt for help, and you trust in this man. You see, you made Esau, you made his solution your strength. All right, which this whole CV-19 fiasco, man, this was all a setup. Okay, this was all a big snare. Didn't they tell you that they had a depopulation agenda, that they want the Earth's population to be brought down to 500 million? Didn't they tell you that? So just common sense, okay? How do you think that they're gonna go about that? Wouldn't it be reasonable? Wouldn't it be logical, feasible, right, for them to do this by way of biological means, by the way of a disease, which then they bring the solution to that disease in the form of some juice? I'm just saying, I mean, once again, the warning went out. The prophets told you, and it is what it is, man. Like I know people that have perished from taking this thing, man. Like straight up, So it's not something to be happy about, because ultimately, we don't want to see, our people be destroyed in that way. But ultimately, once again, the warning went out, and hey, we told you to trust in the Lord. Even if you have to lose your job or lose whatever, man, hey, the Lord is gonna, look out for you, but hey, our people trust in the strength of Egypt. See? So the Most High is giving you over unto that. Ecclesiasticus was Sirach 12. In verse 7, it says, give unto the good and help not the sinner. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Okay, right now, the enemy, which is Esau, Edom, he is being made known through adversity. Okay, all the hell that people are catching. You see, this man has not offered you 1 ounce of help, but yet he's sending millions and billions of dollars overseas to fight wars. You see? So now the enemy, now the man of sin, the son of perdition, he is being made known within the earth. The true problem of the earth is being spotlighted. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See? So with Esau, okay, just like iron rusteth, just like it's impossible for iron not to rust, the same is his wickedness, man. Okay? Going on, verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not altogether been wiped away. So what is this saying? This is ultimately saying that even though he comes unto you and he's offering something to you to seem as though he cares about you, as though he really wants to help you, right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, right? Making himself seem so sweet and innocent and humble. Oh, you need to take this in order to save those around you. Do it for your grandma. Do it for your father, your mother. Do it for your brother, right? But the scriptures say what? To take good heed and beware. Why? Because this man is the wicked. You see, so you can't trust the word that comes out of his mouth. And another thing, you don't even hear about Fauci no more. What happened to Fauci? You don't hear. Oh, listen, man, this man has committed crimes against humanity. All right, really, it's not just him. I mean, really, it's the whole system that's backing him, but he's the face of it. You see? But the scriptures say to take good heed and beware, right? Which means look out. Okay, do not be deceived by this man's cunning craftiness. Do not be deceived by his smooth words. You see? And it's going to be like in the end, as if you wiped a looking glass and then you realize, well, damn. I mean, the sword was sharp and shiny when I first looked at it, but now that I've wiped the glass, I see that the iron is still there. That this man's wickedness has actually gotten worse. You see? Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? And who is that serpent? Okay, Esau, Edom. He comes in the power and authority of the serpent. You see? Or any such as come nigh wild beasts. So, hey, you poke the bear, don't be surprised when you get bit. All right? You jump into shark infested waters, don't be mad or upset when your ass gets eaten alive. Okay, and Esau is really a wild beast. Okay, Esau is a brute beast, man. Okay, but he's cunning and crafty with his wickedness. All right, he needs a reason to do you in. All right, because he doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. He doesn't want to seem like he's just brutish barbarian. All right, but really that's his true nature. Once again, this man is the basis of all men. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. All right, hopefully this lesson was edifying through the spirit. And in closing, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakidash. And until next time, Shalom to the elect.